Think airplanes have always looked like sleek metal tubes with neatly attached wings slicing gracefully through the clouds. Think again, because hidden deep inside the chaotic history of aviation lies a world so bizarre, dangerous, and unbelievably ambitious that it feels ripped straight from the pages of science fiction. What if I told you that the military once secretly spent millions trying to build a real flying saucer capable of battling Soviet bombers? Or that during World War II, pilots willingly climbed into rocket-powered machines so unstable and terrifying that a single fuel leak could literally dissolve them alive before they ever reached the enemy? Welcome to the strangest side of aviation history, where engineers ignored common sense, challenged the laws of physics, and created flying monstrosities that looked more like nightmares than airplanes. Some resembled giant barrels soaring through the sky. Others looked like flying umbrellas, metal insects, or backwards rockets balanced on their tails. Yet somehow, against all logic, many of these insane creations actually flew. Today, we are diving deep into the 10 weirdest, craziest, and most unbelievable vintage aircraft ever built. Machines so outrageous they make modern airplanes look boring. So buckle up, hit that subscribe button, and prepare yourself for a journey into absolute aerial madness. Kicking off our list at number 1 is an aircraft that looked less like a plane and more like a giant piece of airborne plumbing. Meet the Stipa Caproni, better known as the legendary Flying Barrel. Built in Italy in 1932 by visionary engineer Luigi Stipa, this strange machine was based on a radical aerodynamic theory that sounded completely insane at the time. Stipa believed that by placing the propeller and engine inside a massive hollow tube-shaped fuselage, he could compress airflow and dramatically improve engine efficiency using Bernoulli's principles, essentially creating the ancestor of the modern turbofan engine decades before its time. But while the theory sounded brilliant on paper, the actual aircraft looked absolutely ridiculous. Imagine a gigantic wooden barrel with tiny wings awkwardly bolted to the sides. Even crazier, the pilot, Domenico Antonini, had to sit perched directly on top of this roaring tube while violent streams of air thundered through the hollow center beneath him. Picture trying to navigate the skies while sitting over what sounded like a giant wooden drum being blasted apart by a screaming engine. The noise alone must have been unbearable. Surprisingly, despite its bizarre appearance, the Stipa Caproni actually flew remarkably well and proved incredibly stable in the air. Unfortunately, that massive barrel-shaped fuselage created so much aerodynamic drag that the aircraft crawled through the sky at a painfully slow top speed of only 81 miles per hour. Whatever efficiency the enclosed propeller gained was completely destroyed by the aircraft's awful aerodynamics. The Italian military quickly lost interest and canceled the project, but for sheer visual absurdity and futuristic thinking, the Flying Barrel easily earns a 7 out of 10 on our weirdness scale. But if you think a flying barrel sounds insane, wait until you hear about the Cold War military project that looked like it was stolen straight from Area 51. At number 2, we enter the paranoid and experimental world of the 1950s with the Avro Canada VZ-9 Avrocar, one of the strangest military aircraft ever funded by the United States government. This was not merely an airplane with unusual design choices. It was an actual flying saucer. During the height of Cold War fear, the U.S. Army and Air Force desperately wanted a revolutionary aircraft capable of vertical takeoff and landing, something that could hover low beneath enemy radar before blasting into the sky at supersonic speed to intercept Soviet bombers. Designer John Frost attempted to achieve this using the Coanda effect, forcing jet exhaust over a curved saucer-shaped body to generate lift. In theory, it sounded revolutionary. In reality, it became a terrifying disaster. Imagine being one of the test pilots, weighing barely 180 pounds, climbing aboard a giant experimental jet-powered frisbee that had no wings and no reliable backup system if the central lift fan failed. If something went wrong, there was no gliding to safety. The aircraft would simply fall from the sky like a stone. The military dreamed this machine would someday reach Mach 3 and dominate the skies, but the truth was humiliating. The Avrocar could barely hover 3 feet above the ground before entering a terrifying instability known as hubcapping, violently wobbling and rocking like a spinning hubcap bouncing across pavement. The aircraft produced deafening noise, blasted clouds of dust everywhere it went, and baked its pilots alive with unbearable heat.